Let's go through some of my favorite photos I took this year as a wedding photographer and why I took them, because I feel like that's really important to me, is that it matters why I'm taking the photos, because we live in a day and age where basically you can take an endless amount of photos, either on our cameras or our phones. There's just not really a limit. So in my work and in my photography, I find it really intentional to kind of decide why I'm taking things and to take photos for a reason besides just taking them. Here are a few of my favorites. Let's go through them together. This one I really like. It was in the middle of this reception that was just like this small wedding in Hocking Hills. And I really like it because I feel like you can see everybody around them and it's just like this moment that this mom and daughter shared together. And I think that that's really cute and special. It's also on film, so obviously I love it. I have a thing for like shoes and jackets or drinks left over at receptions. These are the bride's shoes. This is also on film. I just love those little things that people leave behind. It feels very human to me. This one I love. I was at my first Vietnamese wedding I've ever shot this year, back in June. And I love it because again, it's just like people being so human and themselves. All these girls are just getting ready in their reflection. This is the header of my website right now. It is my favorite film photo I think I've ever taken. And it was just on a point and shoot too. But I just love how the glass and the cherry are like the main focus of it, and then that whole other side of it is just pitch black. And I love the little sparkle on the cherry from the flash. This was my first like full hybrid digital and film wedding. That's also very cool to me. This one was from April. It's also on film. I'm realizing now that I did like 10 film photos in a row. But it was my first few times shooting on my manual film camera. So I really had no idea if these were gonna turn out or not. And I just think it's really cool that it worked. Because film, there is like a science to it, like all photography, but it kind of is a guessing game every single time. You don't know if every single photo in your roll is gonna be totally blown out or totally dark. Plus it was just our first time on the Oregon coast, so that whole trip was magical. I love this. It was during our family vacation to Myrtle Beach. I love people running all the time, but I feel like most of the time I have those photos from the front or from the back. I don't have a lot of people running across my frame. And I really like this because I honestly don't remember if I prompted them to do this or not, but most of the time I don't prompt people to do things, I just let them interact and have fun. This just feels just like that to me. This one is from my trip to New York City back in September. It's my longest solo trip to date. I met Graciela in a Facebook group for photographers. She lived near New York City and I was like, hey, I'm coming through. Does anybody want to shoot with me? And she reached out, and one of the things that I love the most about photography is all the people it connects me to, because otherwise we never would have met. If I hadn't gone through New York City, we never would have met. And then we meet and we're like in the similar field of photography, about the similar timeline of like our careers, and it's just really cool because you never know who you're gonna get connected to when you reach out. This one again is from Myrtle Beach. It is probably my favorite family session that I've ever done, and that was because we didn't pose more than like once the entire session. And that's what I mean by documentary, which communication sometimes to make it be actually authentic instead of being like fake authentic. But I really like this one because basically the whole family just played the entire time and I was just there, and it did not feel like a photo shoot. It felt like we were just hanging out on the beach, and that's what I think taking photos should feel like. This is from a bachelorette trip that I went on in May with my friends. It was really cool because we all just went for just a long weekend, and it was really fun to celebrate somebody getting married, obviously, and one of my friends too. And then we did a little photo shoot with her on the beach, and it was really pretty, and then this bird flew right over her head, and I love it. It just feels like happy girlhood and all that. This one, I don't know why, but I like can't get enough of it. I love it. It's so simple, and sometimes simple is the best. Literally just direct flash, somebody dancing on the floor, it's one of the bridesmaids. And just, I love that she changed from her heels to tennis shoes, and I just love the floor and the flash and all of it. Similar kind of vibe, I guess. I'm really loving receptions and the dance floor this year, and I'm sure next year I will too. But especially with a little bit of shutter drag and like people got their drinks, they're happy. It's like all the big events that you have to like be on for are over, and people can just be themselves, and I love it. This one, love. I have so many favorites from this wedding because it was a great wedding and it was also one of my best friend's weddings. But this is their first look, and it was just so cute. You could tell how much they loved each other and how much they'd been waiting for this day. I love it. This is from an engagement session. I really love Again, like kind of simplicity, small moments, and I think this one just kind of screams that. I also really like the lights in the background, the fall colors that we have, but it just looks like they could be doing that in their living room, you know, just a little hug, a little forehead kiss. It's just very simple, but translates through like all types of love, all types of couples. It feels like love. This one from that wedding, that was just the first look one as well. I love these moments of people changing their shoes, because this is also the bride's best friend, and I also love taking photos of the couple's best friends because they're who really makes the day feel like special as it is. Because I'm just there taking photos. I'm there working. Like, the people that you love and care about and that you invited to be there, they're who make it feel that special. This one's from Virginia, from that same trip to New York. I went to Richmond, then up to Virginia Beach, and then to New York. But this was why I originally went, and it's in Richmond. I love her dress. It's more of like my aesthetic, more than like emotional reason ones. I love happy people. This one is also from the Vietnamese wedding. It was like 3 limos on a bus that pulled up outside of this house, and then all these people just streamed off of it, and the bride was hidden in the back. I also love taking photos that document what's happening while the bride and groom are hidden away, because they don't get to see this part. They only get to see it through my eyes, basically. So I really try to make sure that I document like all their family and friends getting there, the environment and what's happening when they can't see it. This is also from Myrtle Beach. It is at sunrise with my sister-in-law. We kind of did just a creative, fun one because why not? And I really love it. I have a lot more favorites from this gallery too, but this one I just love the negative space. I feel like the clouds look like they're from a movie, and I like that it's faceless and kind of mysterious, just her wandering off into the water. That's all I have for you today. I really didn't think I'd be able to get through all of those because I have so many favorites. This year's been incredible. I can't believe it's only been like a couple months since I went full time. But yeah, I'm so grateful, and I feel very thankful to all of you for trusting me with all your photos, and thanks for making this an amazing year. 2024 will be great too. Bye.